Kilo Alpha.
Juliet Kilo Alpha. Roger, what's the name?
Name is Ken, Kilowatt Echo November.
Roger, Ken, and whereabouts are you located, sir?
I'm in a small town in central West Virginia called Hurricane. Everybody pronounces it Hurricane, spelled like a hurricane. It's right off of Interstate 64 between Huntington and Charleston.
Roger that. Okay, Ken, if you would, what radio are you running today, sir?
This is an old Yaesu FT-980, and I'm running about 100 watts into a inset wire that I'm loading with a remote automatic antenna coupler.
Roger, that's FT-980, is that it, Roger?
Yeah, 980.
Correct. Okay, so what I'd like for you to do, if you could, sir, just give me about 10 seconds and tell me about your antenna system, and let me look around and see if I can find a better path for us, Roger.
Okay, this antenna, it's kind of oriented in a different direction now. I live in a subdivision. I don't have a whole lot of options antenna-wise. And right now the wire is only about 30 feet long, so it's pretty limited. Of course, the automatic coupler will load it okay, but it's too short. I plan in the spring to add about another 60 feet to the wire, and then I think I'll do a lot better.
Roger that, Roger that. Well, I was going to bring up some of my other SDRs. I'm running just a little bit behind time, but my best one is not available. So I just might run my local antenna, and then I do have a couple of SDR internet receivers going, so I'll just... actually, I have 3 out of 5. So anyway, it's pretty close to normal, I guess. It just is a little bit different. We use SDRs off the internet to augment our receiving capabilities for sometimes our 100-watt friends are pretty noisy, and you know, we mainly do transmitter setups, and if you get too noisy on the incoming signal, it's hard to make certain adjustments. Roger?
Oh yeah. Well, I really don't need to do anything as far as my audio. I don't believe. This old radio is pretty limited as what adjustable you have on your transmit audio. It has a receive tone control, but I don't have any way to manipulate the transmit tone. My main question I had was, number one, where are you? And you're running about 20 over on me. And with this limited short antenna, I just wondered what kind of a signal you had on me.
Yes, sir. Well, I can give you can't give you a real estimated reading, but I can give you an approximation. We run a very light RF front end on our receiver, and because of that, the S meter is no longer in calibration because of that. So what I do is I have a VU meter tied to the output of my 7300 audio, and when someone starts speaking, I have a little volume control here that I adjust the VU meter to show 0 level, which is 100%, and then when they stop speaking, then the meter falls back and reads the ambient noise on the frequency, and so you're running just a little bit over 10 over the noise level. So that's a really good signal. Roger. Okay,
yeah, that sounds like a decent signal-to-noise ratio to me. What is your location? I just tuned to the frequency here. I hadn't been listening for very long, and I didn't hear where you were telling anybody where you were.
Yes, sir. We're down around Louisville, Kentucky. We're on the other side of the Ohio River, right at Louisville. We're on the Indiana side of the Ohio River, right at Louisville. I can see downtown from here. It's about 3 miles away. Roger.
Okay, fine business. Well, that helps me out. Like I say, I recently moved the antenna. The tree that I originally had it connected to fell in a windstorm, and the pole that I put up to attach it to like I say, here in this subdivision, they're pretty picky about what you do as far as an antenna pole. And right now, the wire is too short. It's only about 30 feet long. But in the spring, I plan to extend that out about another 60 feet or so. And I think that'll help a lot. But I was just curious how well it was working in this shortened state that I'm in right now. And according to what you're telling me there, it's working as well as can be expected for an antenna that short. Again, you're 20 over 9, so got a good big signal on you. Of course, your audio is beautiful. I don't know what you're running, but it sounds real good. I'll let you go. I appreciate you answering my call. I'm sure there's other stations that want to talk to you, but I was mostly just trying to evaluate whether this antenna I rigged up was even working.
Roger. Now, that's the DA980, FT-980. Just out of curiosity, I'm on 7188 718800, and I was just curious, are you on that frequency also?
Well, that's what it says. This rig's, I don't know, 40, 45 years old. It may be off a few hertz, but I'm showing 7.188.00 on the display.
Yes, sir, it's really close. It just, every once in a while, there's a little bit of something there that, but it's, by and large, it is right on frequency, so it really sounds good. And just an observation, your audio curve is very nice and pleasant, and your audio level is perfect. You're running about a 3 dB dynamic range, which means that your average percent of peak modulation is 80 to 85%. As I mentioned, I'm looking at your audio on a VU meter, and I've got it set to 0 level, and when you come up on mod, when you hit that point, man, it's just every word is just right at that point. So that limiter in your ALC is just working just perfect. Roger.
I'll be right back, Jim.
Roger.
Okay, fine business. Well, I really appreciate the report, and I've enjoyed talking with you, and look forward to maybe checking in again sometime. And you've helped me out a lot here, because this is the first QSO I've had on 40 meters since I changed the antenna. And of course, as short as it is, I knew the lower in frequency I went, the less efficiency I'd have. So it's actually working a little better here on 40 than I thought it would. So thanks a lot for the report, and I've enjoyed it. And I'll let you pick up another station. I'm sure there's other people that want to talk to you. So. 73 for now, and this is WD8JKA.
Roger, and you might think also about maybe loading the ends of those lines. I do a thing where I run out to the end of my lines, and then I run vertical for about a foot. Straight down, and what I can do then is I can just roll up that foot or roll it out or whatever I need to do to make minute SWR frequency adjustments without having to go crazy. So what it is I don't know if you're familiar with a thing called a split bolt, but a split bolt is a thing where these wires can come together and then you screw them down, and then give yourself about a foot or so hanging down below at the end, and then you can tweak real easy, just winding the antenna wire up on itself. Roger.
Oh, okay, yeah, that sounds like a pretty good trick there. That's certainly easier than having to add wire and cut wire off and experiment like that. It kind of makes it adjustable without having to, add or remove wire. That's a good idea.
Yes, sir. And what I do also, I'm running unbalanced up to the dipole, so I'm not running through a transformer. It is unbalanced. So therefore, one half of my dipole is on the negative side, and one half of my dipole is on the positive lead. And so what I do is, as I'm trimming, setting up, I'll use the ground side to set my SWR, always trying to go for minimum SWR as far as if you hit transmit on the radio that you're using to adjust with, you want to try to get minimum SWR on your ground side, and then bring it back to the frequency that you're trying to hit on the high side. And you go back and forth like that, always being dedicated to getting the SWR on the ground side and bringing it back onto frequency on the high side. Roger?
Okay, fine business. Yeah, I'm not going to do anything with the antenna right now, where it's so cold, and I've got a little bit of elevation here. I'm at about 820 feet, and the wind's blowing all the time. And of course, when it's cold, that gets pretty uncomfortable. So I'll probably wait till spring to do anything more with it. But I was mainly just trying to, determine that it was at least working here on 40. And on the upper bands, even though it's a little shorter than I prefer, it works pretty good on the upper bands. But here on 40, being so short, and of course the remote antenna coupler, will tune the wire. And the rig is seeing a good match because of the coupler, but I think the antenna will be a little more efficient, once I add some length to it. So anyway, that's the current plan. But you've answered my question as to whether it's at least working reasonably in its current state. So I really appreciate the help.
Roger, yeah, it's working beautiful, and it's got a good signal. I think you'll enjoy your recording. If you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook, that will take you to this recording. It'll be cut number 1 in a series of 3600, and I'll have it uploaded to YouTube by noon tomorrow. Roger?
Okay, 5 minutes. I look forward to checking it.
Oh, Roger? Roger, Ken. Okay, sir, 73. You have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend, and if you get a chance, join us next Friday. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.